I mean, it was scary, it was exciting, it was dramatic, it was saddening. You know, you cry, you're scared, you're laughing. I mean, all these emotions, and just really heavy. I don't know, it's changed my life. It's definitely. So my name is Demian Barrios. I live here on the Big Island, and you know, I've been real passionate and excited about doing photography of the lava. And I basically was there every day. At ground zero, I did what I could to be at the forefront of the eruption and document the newest thing happening. Hey, good morning, guys. I'm here down at the flow in Leilani Estates. I'm on Luana Street. I got here before sunrise. It's going off. There's huge cinder cones behind me. It's been erupting here solidly for at least a few hours. Got some beautiful colors coming up there. Set up a little campsite here. I slept in the bushes several nights to get some of these shots, and basically, you know, with the assistance of several residents that gave me access to places, and while simultaneously helping them, I found myself constantly chasing the new chapter of whatever was happening in the eruption, whether it be, you know, the beginning of the fissures or when Fissure 8 started. I happened to be there alone that next morning at sunrise, and it was just, you know, like one of those moments where history is unfolding and you're looking around and there's nobody there. So all of a sudden it turned into this duty to capture and share that with the world. Just want you guys to know I'm here, I'm safe, I got my respirator. I love you guys. And since nobody else was there, nobody else was capturing it. Actually, today is the anniversary of when the lava hit Kapoho Bay. So I had been, you know, adamantly chasing it every day, and about the 3-week mark or so, I think right around this time, I kind of burnt out. You know, I had been, you know, I slept at Malama Key when the lava hit there, was the first person on the scene when the lava hit the ocean. Here we are making history. I am the only person on the cliff. It is May 19th, 11:25 p.m. And was just there every day, all day, often with little to no sleep, days on end. And I mean, I was exhausted. Lava was disgusting. I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to smell it. I didn't want to photograph it. And then all of a sudden, that's when it started moving down to Kapoho. And when Green Mountain got taken, my friend Joe Kekeri has an orchid farm down there, or, you know, he had an orchid farm that got completely covered. And I remember going home and seeing one of the orchids he gave me and watching the feed. My friend posted a photo taken from a boat. Green Mountain, completely just vaporized. I wanted to go home and just go to sleep for, you know, the next 72 hours, but I had this calling. I knew I had to go down there. So I put myself in the place to be down there to make sure that I was there to document and capture some of what was happening, because I had this feeling that if I didn't, there would be, maybe nobody would be down there. They had the evacuation going on. Everybody was being told to leave. Media, local as well as international and national, was told that they couldn't be there. Even residents were told they couldn't be there. You know, I saw a lot of sad situations where residents would have, you know, 5-6 guys with 4 trucks ready to go in and move everything and save everything in their home, and then being told by the civil defense that they couldn't go in. And, you know, people begging, please, can you give us half an hour to get some stuff, and then not being allowed in, and then maybe the next morning that place being taken. So I know there was a lot of angered people in the community that were denied access, and it definitely felt like a ghost town. Knowing that we were going to document that and walking around and everything was empty, there was just this eerie silence. And there was a little bit of a scared, you know, that I definitely confronted a lot of fears. I definitely got scared a lot of times. On that night, you know, when the lava first started hitting Kapoho Bay there on the south side of the bay, I was with a friend of mine, and, you know, I remember taking this photo, and I remember him telling me, you know, you should post this photo. And it was of the lava covering Kapoho Kai Boulevard. And we had this conversation where I said to him, like, you know, let's just go get some sleep. And he said, you know, nobody knows this is happening right now. We're the only people down here. Like, the world needs to know. It was really hard standing in front of people's beautiful homes that, you know, some of them that, you know, they've poured their whole life into, and landscaping and 40-year-old trees, and watching all that be taken and consumed and nobody there. You know, it definitely brought some tears to your eyes, for sure. You know, it's traumatic. It's June 3rd, 10:45 p.m. Lava has just hit the ocean in Kapoho off of Alapai. Maybe about 15 minutes ago. I have a friend who shared a screenshot, and she said the report, and I remember her, she showed me this screenshot of the news, and they said, you know, we know what time the lava came and hit the ocean at this specific time, at this specific place, because Demian was there. And that kind of felt a little bit rewarding because, you know, waking up the next day and being sleep deprived and tired and sore and, you know, lugging around over 100 pounds of camera gear, it was kind of like a reassurance that that information was valuable to people. And then I remember there was no reception down there. We had to crawl up on a house that we had permission to be at, and I had some big long bamboo poles I had taped together and took my phone and was dangling this, you know, 30-foot pole in the air to try to get reception. And I must have put the phone, you know, up this pole and back down about 5 or 6 times. The whole ordeal probably took 40 minutes, and finally the signal went out to be able to send that post out. It caught reception on my phone. It really was, I'd say the most impactful thing was standing on a piece of ground that we all know, like Waiaupai or the ponds, and knowing that I'm the last person to stand right there. And then documenting the lava come and taking it and coming back 10 minutes later and then being the first person to stand on that same place. So it was like within a matter of minutes, you watch, you know, thousands of years of history of land completely change. You know, there's only that one moment in history where it's changing forever. A lot of the footage that we put out there was the only thing people had. And in sharing that, because of social media and the internet and the availability of that technology now, it made it so that that was no longer just my experience. Everybody was able to share that footage and watch it, and then thus share that experience together.